Partners for Sacred Places defines a congregation in transition as one that needs to rethink its current relationship with its building and property. This transition can mean anything from leasing unneeded parts of the property to an anchor tenant to selling all or part of the building and property, and all of the stages in between. With a potential 100,000 houses of worship transitioning in the next decade, it is never too early for a congregation to start thinking about what transition might look like for them.
The earlier a congregation begins to wrestle with its financial reality, the more options for a healthy transition are on the table. Taking time to discern the best path forward can also make a difficult process feel less daunting and allow time for grief and consensus building. In this video, we will help you understand what it means to be in transition and how developing a mission statement for your property can guide discernment.
To assess whether or not a congregation is in a stage of transition, see if one of these situations applies to you. Does the building sit empty most of the week? And does the congregation want to see the building actively used? Can the congregation no longer afford maintenance and repair of the property? Does the congregation have more buildings or property than it can use? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, your congregation may be in transition. On our website, sacredplaces.org, you can find our free guide, Transitioning Older and Historic Sacred Places. This guide contains a more detailed self-assessment tool to help congregations determine if they should consider re-examining their relationship to their building and property.
It is important to remember that no matter what level of transition your congregation undertakes, this is an emotional process with remembrance and nostalgia. But you are also not alone, as congregations all over the world are facing these same questions and coming out on the other side with vitality and hope.
Once you've determined that your congregation may be entering a state of transition, it is time to discern what a mission-aligned transition looks like for you.
Your building was purpose-built to serve the mission of your congregation, and it can continue to serve this mission after transition. To make sure this happens, partners suggest that congregations create a mission statement for your property. The property mission statement is the guide to discerning what the next best step is for a congregation's property.
To create a mission statement for your property, put together a team of clergy, lay leadership, and stakeholders in the community. A stakeholder is any person, group, or entity that has an interest or influence in your congregation and your building. Or, to whom would it matter if you no longer existed? Consider gathering stakeholders for a tour of your space and a brief conversation on where they see natural partners for you in the community. Often, stakeholders are unaware of the spaces you have to offer.
When you are gathered, discuss your congregation's history and legacy, current mission and vision for ministry and programs, and consider answers to the following questions. What might your property look like on any given day if it were fulfilling the mission of your congregation? What wouldn't you want to happen in your building, and how does that reflect your values and mission? How can your building continue to live out its mission following a transition process?
You are now ready to draft a property mission statement. Pull together everything you've learned in the conversation and note the recurring themes and intersections between your legacy, mission, and needs of your community. These themes and intersections are the basis for your property mission statement. Your statement can be as specific or broad as suits your needs. Some congregations prefer an overarching statement of values that provides a litmus test for alignment with tenants or buyers. For others, it is helpful to discern a distinct mission for each section of their building, to differentiate between uses for the social hall and the sanctuary. Essentially, if someone wants to use space in your building, you should be able to reference your property mission statement for an easy answer.
For more resources, download Transitioning Older and Historic Sacred Places, Community-Minded Approaches for Congregations and Judicatories on our website, sacredplaces.org. If you still feel like your congregation could benefit from additional one-on-one advice and guidance, partner staff can provide additional support for a fee. Call us or fill out a form on our website to learn more.